Right, hey guys, it is Sunday, April 7th, 2024. This is my personal video trade journal, not to be taken as advice. So looking at crude oil on the monthly and drill on down, looking at something more actionable. I've already taken action. We'll get to that at the end. So the monthly, looking bullish. I know these top dots are on here, but man, the price action is nothing but bullish. We got above this resistance. We're sort of in the middle, the way I see it. So I think it's just inevitable, I think, that it's going to come up here. Even if you get a pullback first, a wave 4 of some degree could happen, but I think it's inevitable that it's going to come up and get back into this supply-demand zone up here, the minimum of which is 89.78. So I think it's coming back up into this box before the month is over. It's only April 7th. So that's what I'm seeing on the monthly. On the weekly, just wow. Wow. Look how many weeks, good God, total bullish city. There's major resistance up here. You know, at some point it's going to pull back more meaningfully because it's unlikely that you'll get this many weeks in a row without a meaningful pullback. It's going to happen, just like over here. You had all these wonderful bullish weeks, and then you got a meaningful pullback. Maybe this was a wave 4. Yeah, I bet this was a wave 4. So eventually you're going to get a wave 4 of a big enough degree that it's going to be profitable. But of course, wave 4s, trade that at your own risk. I trade them, but I'm scalping. So, it's a kind of a different animal. But anyway, look back to the analysis on the larger time frames. Daily, bottom dots, crazy bullish. Now we have a gap down at the open. I was trying to get home from my gig before the open so I could talk about the gaps because I trade the gaps whichever way they go most of the time. And so I'll get to that in a second. So anyway, the daily is bullish, no doubt. You can look at these fibs and see where we are. Just in relation to this high, we're already at the 886. Well, if we've come this far, yeah, there may be some nanodegree wave 4, but I think it's going to go up into here. It's going to retest this high. It just seems like it. Even if it pulls back first, it just seems inevitable based on the price action. Look at this. This is clearly wave 3 of some degree. Just look at it, This thing is just going vertical in here. So that's the daily. Now let's talk bubbles real quick. It's just a clue. I like to blink them on and off. So here you're looking at the 8-hour chart. Now you can see some fibs on here. A couple different sets of fibs over here. Follow the Elliott Wave professionals for that. But, I put levels on my charts fib-wise, but I'm combining it with supply-demand zone. So to me, the next interesting area is 89. And sure does seem inevitable that it's going to come up here and test that area. But for clues, look at the bubbles, man. When there's a ton of bubbles, it's outsized buying volume on these candles is what creates these bubbles. When it's outsized buying volume, so basically you can see that the tops are bullish and the bottoms are bearish. What, Miles?
Where's my phone?
I'm sorry. Hold on just a second. I'm almost done this video.
Oh, man.
So tops are bullish, bottoms are bearish. So I just blink this tool on and off, and you can see where we are right now on this 8-hour chart is nothing but buying, man. A lot of buying. Well, eventually you're going to run out of buyers temporarily, and that's going to give you a wave 4 of some degree. So I'm not trading the bubbles, but I like it as a clue. 4-hour. Let's blink the bubbles on the 4-hour.
Where is it?
Check my leather jacket. It might be on the inside pocket, but you have to just give me a second and I'll find it for you. Yeah. So here's the 4-hour. Look at the bubbles. Same kind of thing. You can see that when the buyers are marking these local tops. Now, if you're a scalper, there's a lot of money in these little pullbacks. I don't need to make these huge moves. I only need 20 to 80 pips a day. So the bottoms are bearish and the tops are bullish. So here we are in a 4-hour, whole lot of buying going on. Eventually there's going to be a pullback. I guess call me Captain Obvious. So keep going down. Here's a 1-hour. Now this is a little more interesting. I like to put a box around price, and what I was going to do if I'd gotten home from this gig before the open is talk about gap ups or gap downs. 8 out of 10 times price is going to come back to close that gap. So you all probably know this. What's interesting to me is where this gap came down into. It came down into what could be considered a small degree wave 4. based on the way I'm measuring it. So price gapped right down into an area that could be considered a nano wave 4. It also almost touched the 618 just measuring from this low, which is something else that has nothing to do with Elliott wave, but I'm always measuring crude, looking for the 618 to 886 zone, especially after large candles on the 1 hour, to measure for the 618 and 886, because price very often comes back into that zone. Now, that may not be exacting enough for a scalper day trader, but it is something that I always keep in mind. So here we gapped right down into that zone and just touched almost the top of the 618. So what I did, I got home just in time to see this happening, so I went long, and my stop is just below the low. So all I'm trading for initially is a gap close. So, I'm not going to stay up. I'm not even going to watch this much. I got the stop there. I put the limit to take profit way up here, because what I want to see is how does this wave structure look. And one of the things that I would not be surprised by, if it wants to come back down into this zone, well, that's fine. Come back. All I did was measure this candle, the opening 8-minute candle. It's already going up. So I got long down in here on this first, as it came. It's so quick. But when I see the gap, I trade it. No hesitation. Not saying it won't come down and stop me out and I lose, 19 pips or 20 pips or whatever it was in there. But I think what's more likely is that overnight, even if this meanders, I don't care. I'm not going to watch it. The stop is going to do its job, and the take profit is way up there. But what I'm going to do, I haven't done it yet, I'm probably going to put an order to take half right in this area. I may not be greedy to go all the way, but maybe just can I get 50 pips off of a gap close trade? That'd be great. So I'll put it in here for 50 pips. And then the other half will stay break even, which may be extreme, but if I wake up at 5 a.m. and see where price is, if I can, I'll raise the stop. But the target, ultimate target would be 88, 80, something up in here, something up in this box, which is basically just this supply-demand zone up here combined with some fibs, and there's price action way over to the left, which is why I put that there. So if I survive the stop, that's what I'll be trading for. All right, cool. So last thing I'll just say, I like to put a box around price and see where it's at in relation to these levels. But of course, we gapped all the way down below it. But what I would love to see is overnight, maybe in the European session, price can get, maybe at 2 or 3 in the morning East Coast time, price can get back above this 50% level and then hold it on a back test. And then by the time the New York folks start waking up and now we're making a new high before the market opens. And then the market opens somewhere, some other kind of pullback up here. And then you have another bullish day up into here. That's who cares what I think. Could be totally wrong. Maybe this needs to come back down, stop me out, and get deeper into this zone to grab this liquidity left behind by these candles. Just too much movement, no pullbacks at all. Until now, we got this gap, but maybe they're just going to bring it all the way down overnight and grab this liquidity. Or that's really topping and you're going to get the wave 4 now. How would I know? I don't know. It's just the price has been so daggone bullish lately. I'm thinking that, okay, why not just take it at face value and continue that it's bullish? You had a gap down into where a wave 4 could be, so now it's going to go up and finish this off with what could be a wave 5 of 3. So now you're going to get a real wave 4, which is really going to feel awful and horrible, and then back into a nasty whipsaw environment. But for a scalper, that's fine. Cool. All right, thanks for watching. Good luck.